Hi, it is the human operating system time again. So in past few days, I have received a few messages from our diabetic and type 1 diabetic friends who is asking how do I manage stress with meditations since our friend know that I am also a type 1 diabetic. So today I like to share with you on how I manage my stress with meditations. Okay. Now, as we know that stress will influence our blood sugar, influence the blood pressure. So I take managing stress every day really seriously. It is similar to how I manage my blood sugar. Okay, so I'm going to share with you how I do it. However, first I like to make a disclaimer. I'm sharing my experience. Okay, however, we must not play expert. If you like to try doing meditations to manage stress and so forth, please contact and ask the advice or professional opinion from your healthcare team. Okay, because everybody is different and we want to be really sure that what we are doing is helping us. Okay, now saying that, I like also to make it really clear here. I am not proposing that anybody can cut their insulin and those kind of stuff. In fact, I am the guy who works with my healthcare team 100% in terms of diet, exercise, when to take my insulin, what is the unit of the insulin need to take, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so saying that, because I'm going to get into this meditation stuff, I like to show you all that who I am, because I need to walk my talk. Okay, not just selling you guys garbage, because speaking of you, speaking of me, there's no different. We need to walk our talk. Okay, because I'm not interested on misleading people. So this is like, for example, my Dexcom today. You see that this is my Dexcom today, okay, for past few hours. Okay, and this is from the Dexcom, and then this is from SugarMate. You can see my my AIC, and my AIC and my average for 14 days. Okay, and this is how I set my level. Okay, which is that is there, you can see. Okay, so I take really seriously on my health. Right now I'm 60 years old. As we all know, when we are young, I really lack of energy to do what I'm doing, and that's why I comply with my healthcare team, and also I go everywhere to study everything. Just want to handle this body better, or manage this body better, so that I can be engineer as what I want. I can study martial art as what I want. Okay. So that's who I am, and I want to show you this because I do not want anybody thinking, well, you do meditation can replace insulin or diet on those. No, okay? So what I'm going to share with everybody is, on top of all the health care, I am training myself or manage myself so that I can do my job, my part. Okay? So let's get this clear. Now, let's talk about meditations. Today, the meditations, whatever we see outside in the meditation, is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about human operating systems, okay, which is I formulated out based on my engineering background and doing deep research into the ancient Chinese practice in meditations, health, qigong, and so forth. And they dig out thousands of years of data, because it is me, my life, and I don't want to screw that up. That's why I dig it up, and I want to understand what is going on and how it can help my life. Now, what I can share with you on meditations or the healthcare practice of the ancient Chinese since 1,500 years ago. Yes, that's record, 1,500 years ago. Okay. In the writing of the Buddhism's meditation practice, there are 6 areas of concern. 6 areas of concern. And this 6 area is, number 1, diet. And it means what we eat, when we eat, what we eat. So 1,500 years ago, they already get to that. What we eat, when we eat, how we eat it. Okay? That's number 1, diet. Number 2 is the rest time or sleep time and exercise time. That's the second area of concern. Okay? The third is medication. If we need insulin, we need insulin. That is medications. So 1,500 years ago, for this, they have listed out the 6 areas of concern. Diet, rest time, rest time, which is sleep, including sleep and exercise, and medication. That's the first three of the 6 area of concern. And then it comes to the manage of the physical body, the mind, and then the breathing. Okay, this is 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the 4, 5, 6, you can use something called meditation today. Okay, we call it the meditations to help to manage the physical body, the mind, and the body. So what is the meaning of meditations? Okay, what exactly it is? Meditations actually means refresh. Refresh. How to spell it? I cannot spell today. Fresh. Refresh or harmonize with the nature, meaning make the best use of our body. When it needs rest, you give it rest. When it needs food to energize, you give it proper food. When the mind needs to be put to rest, then you put the mind to rest. Okay, so meditation actually is about refresh the body or harmonize with the nature. Okay, so there's no superstitious For the Chinese, ancient Chinese, the concept is this: if one is mimicking something without understanding what is the reason, that is called superstitious. Okay? The same is if one have no idea what it is and critic on it, it is also called superstitious. Okay? So, you have the 6 area of concern, where the first one is diet, the second one is the rest, the third one is medication, the fourth is the physical body, the mind, the fifth, the sixth is the breathing. So these 3 can be managed, help to be managed with meditation. But the diet has to be proper, the rest, the exercise, the sleep has to be proper, the medicines has to be proper, the medicines. So meditation is not a replacement of medicines, not a replacement of rest, not a replacement of diet. Okay, let's get it straight here. This is what 1,500 years ago already being written down by the top monk, Buddhist monk in the history of China. Today, you don't see many surpass him. This monk, name is Ji. Okay, in the history of the China. So let's straight like that. Okay. So the meditation I'm talking about, which is in the reference in this blog article down here, I show you the reference, what I'm talking about, is about managing the physical body, the mind, and the breathing. It's not what the woo thing many of us can read about, can watch in the YouTube. Okay, it is a very different stuff. It is really scientific stuff. Okay, and in fact, because it is scientific, I have wrote article on what I call the data-driven meditation, which is based on scientific measurement. Okay, now, so that is the ancient part. Now, for today, we are lucky. We have many wearable high-tech device, which is not expensive, to be able for us to trace stress. Okay, and namely, that there's a techniques or technology or science which is related to the heart rate variability, HRV, okay, which is using for sport, for calculation of a body, or predictions of body stress and so forth. So that is exists today. Okay, now, and that is a really rather inexpensive wearable, which is be able to track stress, even though this device is not medical device. It is a HRV based devices which is I'm using. Okay, and that's why I make the disclaimer: anything you want to try out or practice, you need to ask your healthcare group, okay, or your MD. We don't want to play expert here. And it is this, okay, so it track the sleeps, it track the stress level. So I want to show you, for example, this is a stress level for a normal day in vacations. Okay, vacation blue is in rest. Okay, you can read about this, what is said here. Okay, so this is in a vacation, you have a stress details for the entire day and night. Okay, this is this is at night, sleep time, and then this is morning, and this is at night. Okay, if you look at that. So you can see your stress level there, and so that's how it is if we would go to vacation. Now, for a normal day, okay, for a normal day, you can see that this at sleep time, there's this the rest, okay, the rest there, the rest. Now you can see the rest here. And then this is the high stress time. Even when we digest stuff or something, there's a stress time. Okay, this is really highest. There's a number there, level there. Okay, and then so I did some meditations here to take a rest. Okay, to handle, to manage the stress. Okay, and then this is before I sleep, I do some meditations so that I can sleep, have a good sleep. Okay, and so this is a ordinary day when there's a lot of work to do. Okay, now, so using meditations to help us, and this is typical. This is a typical day. Okay, we see the 24 there is a typical day that I can manage it better, less hectic. Okay, now this is when I'm traveling and have a lot of business trip job to do and so forth. You see, I don't sleep much here. Okay, and it's a stress. You have all kind of stress a day, and then I don't sleep much or rest much here. And however, I'm still trying to use meditation here and there, try to handle so that the stress not up here. Okay, so I can handle this. Okay, you see that. However, this kind of lifestyle is really actually really draining. That's why if you can read here, read this thing, I'm gonna put in the blog too. It is a draining. You cannot handle this kind of lifestyle for a long period of time. One day or two, even here I try to manage it so that the stress is not flying high. Okay, and from the stress we can see that if we keeping running like that, our energy is going to run low. Okay, and doing this is actually managing the stress so that we have a good management on stress, and also have energy to do what we like to do. And we know that if we don't have any energy, then the body is not going to function well. Okay, long term you will have a tear and wear. Okay, so that's how I use the meditations to handle it. So in the usual day, you can see it is it can be like 32, this type, and I like to get it this type. But we cannot be in vacation all day long. We cannot have in vacation all this. We probably can do this, and sometimes we get into this. Okay, into this, and you don't sleep well and so forth. So with this device, okay, and the meditations, which is what I call the human operating system, which is as what I share with you for the 6th area. For me, it helped me because with this I can see my stress level. It's like my blood glucose level. Okay, and so I manage the blood glucose and the stress every day. Okay, so that's how I do it. No magic, no woo-woo stuff. When I see the stress going fly high, okay, like for example, when you get into this area, right away I want to do some meditation. Right away, I want to do some meditation. We just put in the blue rest, rest, okay? Without that, the thing can go out of proportion. And if it's long term, you can imagine for this kind of stress, your insulin have to be increasing, or your blood pressure going to go up and so forth. I really don't want to deal with those things, those complications. That's why I say, okay, I'm gonna get something, I'm going to nail this done thing down, okay, which is called stress. Okay, so this is what I like to share with you today. And the document or reference I mentioned about the meditation and so forth, if you want to read about it, it's in my blog here under the reference area. And also, yeah, it involved my books which I wrote. This is actually, I call it meditation matrix, but it's actually it is a human operating system. Okay, the ancient stuff write it in the modern language and the engineering way, which is I want to make it into the artificial intelligence to help people. Okay, if you live in the US and you need the book and you cannot afford it in Amazon.com, message me in my Facebook. I'll send you one for free. Okay? So just message me. Outside US, I for many time already I apologize, I cannot do it because the mailing, the postage fee is really high. $30-$40 it can be. Okay, well in the US is $3 to $6 something, so I can afford to send for many people. But in outside, one mailing fee is $30-$40. I cannot afford to do that. Okay, so if you are in the US, I can please just message me in the with the Facebook, so I send you a copy free if you need it. Okay, so this is to share with you today.